Greetings. This is your update for Module number 6. Module number 6 runs for 3 weeks from November 4th to November 24th and centers around your second persuasive speech assignment. In this overview, I will also provide a look at what's ahead. We're in the last home stretch of the semester and we will be wrapping up the course very soon. Module number 6 will include information pertaining to the second persuasive speech assignment. You should be reading or reviewing chapters 14 and 15 in our text. There is only one learning activity that is due for this module, which goes over questions of fact, value, and policy. These are the 3 different types of persuasive speeches. You'll be happy to note there is no discussion board post due for this module, and your specific purpose and central idea reports are due on Sunday, November 17th by 11:59 p.m. Guidelines for your second persuasive speech can be found in your workbook on pages 99 through 100. The time limit for your last formal speech is 6 to 8 minutes in length. Your outline, as always, is graded with the final speech when you send me the outline. However, I will review a rough draft and provide you with comments if you would like. Note cards must be seen in your video, otherwise there is a point deduction. No visual aid is required, but of course it is always encouraged with public speaking. Just as always, there are 5 pieces of supporting material from 3 different sources required. And please disregard any mention or notation of an audience analysis. We will not be doing this since we are an online class. Following along with page 99 in the workbook, your objectives for this speech are to persuade your audience on a proposition of fact, value, or policy, thus convincing your audience to change their attitudes, values, beliefs, or behaviors. To use effective methods of persuasion by building credibility, using evidence, using logical reasoning, and appealing to emotions. And lastly, to use effective delivery techniques, use descriptive language techniques, no audio analysis is due, and to use a variety of supporting material. Jumping down to the requirements and evaluation criteria. Your speech must address a question of fact, value, or policy, and I will be providing examples of these. You will also learn about this in chapters 14 and 15. Please write at the top of your outline which type of proposition or question you will be addressing. Remember, when speaking about a fact, you must give special attention to reasoning and presenting your sides of the fact. When speaking on a proposition of value, you must identify your standards for your judgment and justify your judgment in light of those standards. When speaking about a proposition of policy, you must show a clear need or problem, present a plan or solution, and practicality or workability and the benefits to your audience. As always, your speech should be effectively organized, outlined, introduced, and concluded. Your speech should be supported with 5 pieces of supporting material. You will have examples, statistics, and quotations in your speech outline, and of course you will have a bibliography with at least 3 sources. You must use a minimum of 3 different types of sources in your reference page. Only one internet web page source is allowed. Remember to incorporate the citation sentences into your speech delivery and highlight those sentences for me. Those highlighted sentences should be put on your note card so you say your oral citations correctly. I will not grade you on any vivid language device. You can regard number 4. You can also disregard number 5 about the audience analysis questionnaire. We do not do this. Number 6, your preparation outline must be prepared and typed following the formal outline format. And again, your speech must be delivered extemporaneously from notes. Please use no more than 3 note cards for your speaking notes. Practice your speech several times before the day of the presentation. We do not do a self-evaluation, so you can disregard number 8, and this speech is worth a total of 200 points. Just like for informative speaking, there were different types of informative speeches. There are different types of persuasive arguments. They are fact, value, or policy. For a proposition of fact, you as a speaker assert a particular viewpoint that something is true or false, real or unreal, based on knowledge and research. Examples of this could be to persuade us that JFK's assassination was a conspiracy theory. Or perhaps you want to persuade us that ghosts are real. A proposition of value, you assert an opinion based on your belief system that something is good, bad, right, wrong, just, unjust, and you support it with standards and evidence. Some value speeches can be very sensitive in nature because they are based on our value structure. For example, when we talk about life and death, or people's right to marriage. For example, if you want to make a persuasive speech on the value of the death penalty, or euthanasia, or same-sex marriage. However, some value speeches are also lighthearted in nature. For example, you could persuade us that somebody is the best author, or you believe that a certain location is the best for vacationing. And lastly, you can do a proposition of policy. This is what you did for your first persuasive speech using Monroe's motivated sequence. For a proposition of policy, you assert or argue that something should or should not be done, and you must present a clear problem and a solution to motivate your audience to take an action. Let's look at an example of each of these. For an example, for a proposition of fact, your specific purpose and central idea report could look like the following. To persuade my audience that extraterrestrials do exist. You're trying to prove that they are in fact true. The central idea would state extraterrestrials do exist because of video and photo evidence, the use of scientific instrumentation, and 3, the formation of crop circles. Your 3 main points are each providing evidence to support your proposition. The organizational pattern used for fact is topical. There is no problem, there is no solution. You are simply arguing your claim that extraterrestrials do exist. Each main point provides evidence and support of your proposition. Or you might choose to do a proposition of value. An example would look something like this. To persuade my audience, Toyota is the best car manufacturer. The word best indicates that I'm making an opinion or a judgment based on Toyota. My central idea would read, Toyota is the best car manufacturer because of safety features, highway performance, and that they're luxury vehicles. My 3 main points are each standards that I have decided make a car the best. I have to set up what means the best to me, and I believe that's safety, performance, and luxury. The organizational pattern for value is again topical. There is no problem. There is no solution. No action is to be taken. I am simply arguing based on my standards to support my opinion and my judgment that Toyota is the best. Each main point provides support for my proposition. Or you could choose to do a speech on a proposition of policy, which is something you've already done. An example might be something like, to persuade my audience that you should be an organ donor. You should be an organ donor because it saves lives. To organize a policy speech, you use Monroe's motivated sequence, which you're already familiar with, or you can do a problem solution or problem cause solution speech. Notice that a problem solution speech is simply a 2-point speech. You present the problem, support the problem is real, support that there is a real threat, and prove who it affects and how it affects them. Secondly, you would present your solution, prove that it's logical, feasible, workable, to persuade us to take action. The only difference with Monroe's motivated sequence is that it adds a 3rd main point of visualization to reinforce imagery and support actually following through with the solution presented. Monroe's is a 3-point speech, problem solution is a 2-point speech. If you choose to do problem, cause, solution, you simply have a 2nd main point that supports the cause, what caused the problem to happen. Policy speeches require an action or change. You must establish a need or a problem and satisfy that need or provide a solution to motivate the audience to take an action. It is your choice what type of speech you choose to do for your second persuasive. You may do a fact, a value, or a policy speech. but please note, depending on how you organize and word your specific purpose and central idea will influence how it is organized. Fact and value are topically organized. Policy is different. Policy uses Monroe's motivated sequence, problem solution, or problem cause solution. Now let's take a quick look ahead. We will be finished with the second persuasive speech before we go on break for Thanksgiving. Module 6 ends your last formal speech for the class, and the following modules are a wrap-up for the course. We have a whole week off for Thanksgiving break, which runs from November 25th to December 1st. Now, of course, you can work ahead in an online class, but if you'd like to take the week for relaxation, simply enjoy it. Module 7 does include a mini speech, which is on ceremonial speaking. However, this speech is only 2 to 3 minutes in length, and it is very similar to your introduction speech. It does not require an audience, so you're done with your audience after this last persuasive. And Module 8 is only a quick wrap-up. It includes a discussion board post asking for you to self-evaluate your public speaking progress throughout the semester. We are actually almost done with this class. And as always, as you progress through module number 6, if you have any questions or concerns, call, Skype, or email, and I will be talking with all of you.